T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good afternoon, lovely people. Oh, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world watching this. Hope you're all well. Welcome to a live match reaction. Apologies, it couldn't have been live straight after the game yesterday, as we usually like to do. But Easter Sunday, family time, also a few other personal engagements that we had organized before as well. As always, guys, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. And breathe, people. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. First and foremost, big up to Matt and also Mons from Big Six Bants. Make sure you check out Big Six Bants and go subscribe over there. Just hit 4,000k. Mons, the rest of the crew, big up yourselves. I've watched the game live, but I was watching it on my phone while I was traveling around, so I couldn't really get a good feel of the atmosphere. So again, I've watched it twice. So I watched it live as it was happening, and I watched it again today. It's not a pre-recording, guys. This is live. This is not a pre-recording. So I've watched it twice. And I've come to very similar verdicts on both accounts. So I'm going to start off with this what seems to be a mental block at the moment for Liverpool. And what I'm talking about is the way we start games, but also only being able to seem to get ourselves up for big games at the moment. That for me is a big issue, and hopefully I'm not coming across as negatives. There are positives in here as well, guys, so just bear with me here, but I gotta get a few little things off my mind here and see where you guys sort of feel about what I'm going to say. We can't just be getting ourselves up for big games. Like, it's arrogant and it's very negligent, in my opinion, to just do that, because you're disrespecting so many teams in the league. Every game you play for Liverpool Football Club should be a big game. And if it's not a big game, then you don't feel the privilege of playing for this club. And if you don't feel the privilege of playing for this club, then unfortunately your time might be up. Now, again, whether it's subconscious or on purpose remains to be seen. But we can't just be doing that. We can't be doing that. And again, granted, it's at Anfield. We saw earlier in the season, I think we went 2-0 down to Brighton, clawed it back, went 3-2, and then obviously Trossard got his hat-trick goal. We can't just be doing that, though. Like, yesterday's game could have been done in the first 30 minutes. If Arsenal were more clinical and more ruthless in their approach, the game would have been out of sight in the first 30 minutes. And that's not even an exaggeration. It could have been 3-4. It could have got really bad. That can't happen. That's a mental issue. That's nothing to do with players being finished or some players losing mileage in the legs, because you'd expect that sort of thing to happen later on in the game if it was down to those things like fatigue and loss of form. And no, this is an attitude thing. The first goal, you can't just let players waltz through your team like that. Second goal, get tighter to the man crossing the ball. Virgil, look where your man is in the box. Granted, good movement from Jesus, great cross from Martinelli. But look where your man is. Look where your person who's about to cross the ball is. Get tighter. If he beats you, fair enough, he beats you. Don't just give him the freedom to get his head up, pick a cross out and then cross it in, man. Got to do way better than that. 2-0 down, and I'll be honest, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not gonna swear, but this is an S show. This is bad. And then, just like last season, Arsenal go and do something that riles up the crowd. Last season it was Arteta. This season it was Granit Xhaka. And the moment that happened, I went from saying Liverpool are going to get absolutely battered this game to we can do something today. And this is not me blaming the fans and saying, oh, the fans need to do this every game. No, the players have to give the fans a reason to go there and cheer like that. Imagine going to the stadium, being in there and watching your team getting battered from pillar to post for 30 minutes. You're not going to be sitting there cheering. You're going to be groaning. You're going to be upset. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be annoyed. For the first 5-10 minutes of a game, I expect the crowd to be in there. I'm fully up for it. Loud, raucous, making it uncomfortable for players. But you see if the players aren't reciprocating that, you can't expect the fans to do that. But the moment Trent stood up for himself against Xhaka, that was it. And you know what? On a personal level, for Trent, that seemed to just give him the kick up the backside to say, oh, we are playing a tough team here and I'm not going to get mugged off today. So well done to Trent for that, and well done to the Anfield crowd, but also well done to the players, because after that, it was all one-way traffic pretty much. Arsenal did have a few chances. I remember Martinelli going through and trying to square it to Saka, and Robbo got a vital touch to stop that. Gabriel had a header in the last couple of minutes of the game, and that went straight at Ali. But apart from that, we had the penalty, which I'm going to speak about, Mo Salah. We had other chances. We could have done more, and we should have got the win yesterday. But I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. Going into the game, I'd have bit your hand off for a draw because I predicted a loss, and I predicted a heavy loss as well. So I'm happily surprised. I'm happily done wrong by the team. And in hindsight, yeah, we should have won, but taking a draw against Arsenal, considering where we are and what we've done, I can't really get too upset. Now that I got that out of the way, Klopp's tactical tweaks that he made in the game. Now, much has been made of Zinchenko's positioning this season and how he's played for Arsenal. And let's be real, him and Jesus coming into Arsenal's team has been a revelation for them. Partey staying fit for the season as well has helped them massively as well. But those two in particular have really been a catalyst to the resurgence of Arsenal Football Club, especially on the pitch. And it seemed as though Klopp took inspiration from that and tried to do the same with Trent. I'll be honest, I was screaming at the TV for the first however long it was happening. But as the game wore on, and shout out to my friend Dre, he's part of the Kopish community and a good friend of mine. We've been going back and forth about Trent in midfield for a few months now. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm still convinced, and me and Matt are going to chop this up later in the Monday night live show, a little plug there, so make sure you tune in at 8:30 UK time. But I tell you what, I'm so happy Klopp did something different. I'm so happy Klopp used initiative and said, I'm going to do something today that's going to throw off the opposition. I'm so happy that Klopp used Trent in a different way that threw off the opposition. They didn't know how to deal with it for a long period of the game. And I'm so happy Trent looked reinvigorated in that role. Now, again, not going to go too deep into it because me and Matt are going to have a conversation. But on the whole, Jurgen Klopp, thank you so, so much for doing something different. Now, that being said, whether we revert to type, whether things go back to normal, whether he continues with different tactics and tactical tweaks, remains to be seen. But I'm the first to criticize Klopp if I'm not seeing something different. But try and know I'm going to be the first to praise him if he does something good, in my opinion. There are still things in the game that I think he needs to improve. Jones coming off was a bit of a weird one to me. Also, if you're going to play Trent in that sort of midfield role, I'd rather it be Joe Gomez playing at right back than Henderson. This whole, again, the whole narrative of Hendo having to play because of this whole leadership thing, for me, it baffles me a little bit, considering there are so many leaders, in my opinion, in that squad. But again, I liked what we were doing. The fact of when we were sort of in possession, it was a 3-4-3. Out of possession, we sort of reverted to a 4-3 or 4-2-3-1. Bobby coming on for Fabinho and going 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-4. Again, very good. So Jurgen, more of that. Throw the opposition off. Make it hard for us to be prepared for. Make it difficult for opposition managers and opposition players to play us, whether it be at home or away. But long may that continue, Jurgen Klopp. So well done for that. I'm going to do player ratings in a minute. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Almost 400 of you in here. Mo Salah and penalties. For the longest time, people were saying, not convinced with Mo on penalties, but the guy had such a good record. Such a good record. He was scoring all types of penalties. The one against Bournemouth, you look at it and you go, okay, not good, but it's one miss. One miss. To do it twice, though. And here's the thing. It's one thing your penalties getting saved. I can live with that to an extent. But to miss the target, full stop, I can't accept that. And I love Salah, but I can't accept that. And it is, look, it's a tricky one because you got to look at it from two angles. And I know it's so easy for us to go, just strip him of the penalty taking duties. But look, one, who else is going to take penalties? And two, if you're saying strip him of penalty taking and things like that, then you got to keep the same energy for other things going wrong in the squad where players are making mistakes and stuff like that. Not defending Mo, because I don't want to see him take a penalty for a good little while. But at the same time, maybe we should have more than one penalty taker. Maybe it should just be a case of, depending on how the game's going, etc., you look at that penalty taker and the manager makes the decision on the fly. Because again, that makes it difficult for the opposition goalkeeper to plan for. That being said, though, Jurgen Klopp can't take blame for Salah missing 2 penalties in a row and missing a target on both occasions. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable in so many facets. Like, Salah's got to do better there. Like, I get pressure and I get he's having to carry the attack almost this season single-handedly to an extent. But there's just no excuse to be missing penalties like that. We've had 2 penalties all season and we've missed both. We've been screaming out for penalties and we've missed both. So that can't happen again. That's got to change. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. I've seen a couple of shouts for Trent, Gakpo, Fabinho. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, none of them have taken a penalty in a competitive match during normal time. I know Trent and Flacco have taken penalties in penalty shootouts. If I'm not mistaken, Flacco's first ever penalty for Liverpool, he missed as well. Milner, again, with all due respect to him, I wouldn't have him as a penalty taker because I wouldn't extend his contract. So I'm thinking about, and plus, more times than not, he's not going to be on the pitch either. A couple of you saying Gakpo, that could be a shout potentially as well. I will have a little chat about Gakpo in the player ratings. I know he's someone that is quite protected by the fan base, but I do think there's certain things that need to be said that aren't necessarily being said at the moment. But yeah, on that, let's get into player ratings then, guys. So, got to start the goalkeeper. For the first goal and the second goal, I don't think anyone can really blame Ali. I think he cleared up really well. I think his handling was good. I thought his kicking on the whole was good. His distribution was good. Didn't necessarily have to do anything outstanding or spectacular, but he does make good shots look average. I remember Odegaard got shot in the second half, but he caught it comfortably, made it look easy. That's not an easy shot to save. He just makes it look easy because his positioning and his what's the word? And his anticipation is so good. So for me, I'm actually going to go with a 7.5 for Ali. Unfortunately, guys, there's only me doing this one, so you guys are gonna. I'm not gonna have to go back and forth with Matt or Drift. So you guys are gonna have to let me know if I'm being too wild with my judgments here. But I'm gonna go 7.5. I've got to go Trent here, even though he kind of wasn't playing right back. It was him and Hendo swapping. Like Hendo was playing a false 2 and Trent was playing a false 8. I'm gonna go Trent first though. The first 20 minutes wasn't good at all. Like, weren't good at all. But you see, after he had after he had that moment with Xhaka, it's like the scouts in him just went, I'm not having this. It's got to stop. And he was just like, boom, I'm on. And from that moment, he was driving, he was tackling, intercepting. It was, wait for it, it was a complete midfield performance. It was a complete midfield performance. Now, I can't give him a 10 because you can't just disregard the first 20 minutes. But out of 90 minutes, if your 70 minutes is phenomenal, but your 20 minutes wasn't, I've got to slide more on the side of the higher ratings. Like, Trent was excellent, man. Like, he had Zinchenko on lock on that side. And he assists for the goal as well. Like, he had no right to go for the nutmeg. And the cross, we know about his crossing, but that cross in particular, to pick him out and just Bobby rises and dinks it, not going to lie, got to go for an 8.5 for Trent. If the first 20 minutes had been even just a bit better, he'd be sitting on a 9 at least. But I got to give him an 8.5. That was a quality performance. And look, it's opened up a conversation. Me and Matt on the Monday Night Live show a week ago had in the title, should Trent be in midfield? And we got grilled for it. We said we were making Trent a scapegoat. Said if the board and the manager go out and do what they do and sort out midfield, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation because he'd be getting covered at right back. All these conversations. He played him in midfield yesterday against the best team in the league, and he looked very, very comfy, in my opinion. So 8.5 for me. Opens up a big conversation about right back and centre midfield, though. But hey, rather have a problem with a player that we've got in a positive way than a problem of not having a player, full stop. The next player. Now, I'm going to start with the caveat. Ibu, I know you're a defender. But, bro, you got to finish that, man. You got to finish that at the end. I don't know why you went with your chest, bro. Diving header. Go with the studs. But you know what? Kanate was a mountain of a man. Literally and figuratively. Goodness me. And I'll be real with you. He's showing the other centre-backs at Liverpool Football Club the level you've got to play at to be a Liverpool centre-back. Everyone included in that. Pulling no punches today. Ibu was fantastic. Strong against Jesus. Strong in the tackles. Interceptions. Driving with the ball. Passing was good. The tackle on Xhaka's just set the tone again. Starting to fall a little flat and he says, what, 50-50? There ain't no 50-50s when Ibu's about. It's mine and that's it. Fantastic performance. Ibu was, he's just immense. And the guy is really showing his worth. Last season, he was excellent. This season, he's really... For me, he's the first centre-back name on the team sheet. I don't care about prior achievements and all that. I'm talking about in today, April 2023. If I'm picking a team, Ibu's the first centre-back I'm picking, and then the rest have to compete for a position. Immense. Ibu, for me, gets a 9.5. I thought he was brilliant. Didn't deserve to be a draw for him. He deserves 3 points. But it's just ironic that he was the one that didn't get us the 3 points. Well, no, I say that Salah scores his penalty. I think we go on and win the game as well. But yeah, 9.5 for Ibu. Next person, Virgil van Dijk. Now, again, first 20 minutes, not very good. I'd say first half an hour for him, actually. Just his moment where he kicked out at Jesus, when he got done by Jesus, that really peed me off. Because again, that is lazy. And shall I tell you why that's lazy? Because Jesus is good enough to beat any player in the world with his dribbling ability and his touch and what he does. But Virgil's not slow. Virgil could have caught up with Jesus and made it a problem for him. But he gave up. Him tripping him up like that was giving up, sorry. That's got to stop. This is a mentality thing with Virgil. It seems as though he's so happy to orchestrate and tell others what to do that he almost forgets that he's got to play the game as well. The rest of the team aren't FIFA and you're not a control pad, Virgil. You've got to do your job before you start moaning and telling others what to do. But he did grow into the game. His passing was also very good as well, especially in the second half. But even for the first goal, like, it's just not strong enough. Virgil's meant to be cleaning everything out there. So again, I don't want to go overboard because it was 20 to 30 minutes out of a 90-minute game. So that is a third of the game. So the other 2/3, I was more than happy with his performance. But I've got to go over 6.5 for Virgil. I think anything higher than that, I don't know. Not for me. I think a 6.5, and even some might say was, a bit generous, but I need to see a bit more from Virgil. Maybe he just needs a really good break in the preseason, but I need to see a lot. In fact, I'm going to give him a 6, actually. I'm going to give him a 6. I think I've got to give him a 6. I need to see a bit more from him. And this isn't even to do with his level. I'm just talking about a general level of a centre-back here. He just needs to do better because he is capable of better. Right, on to left-back. Andrew Robertson. Thought he grew into the game. Again, I thought he was producing some decent crosses that maybe some of the players weren't really capitalizing on. Defensively, he was good for the most part. Still something a little missing though. Wow, I'm seeing some of you go 4 and 2, 3 for Robbo. Awful. I know. Come on, guys. Robbo wasn't awful. I don't know about awful, guys. I thought he had an average game. I don't think he was awful. I don't think he was any worse than Virgil. I guess unless I'm watching something completely different to what you guys are saying, he should have scored. Seb, you're right. I forgot about that. He should have scored in the first half. Again, we know what Robbo is though in front of goal. It's not great. I'm going to speak on the incident really quickly with the linesman. I hope this doesn't put me in bad stead with Liverpool fans. I don't. Apologies for that, people. Don't know what quite happened there. I don't think the linesman meant to do it. It was negligent from the linesman, but I don't think the linesman meant to do it. So I'm gonna wait to see what happens and kind of give him the benefit of the doubt to an extent, because it looked as though Robbo grabbed him, and then the linesman kind of tried to shrug him off. But it's not good. I think the linesman tried to shrug him off, and he caught Robbo in the face with an elbow. For a start, Robbo shouldn't be kind of grabbing the linesman. So that is the first thing. It's not. Something's got to happen in it, because a linesman can't go around elbowing. Even if you catch someone with an elbow by accident on a football pitch, you could get a yellow or red card. So I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again, but I don't see him being a linesman from a good little while. If I'm going to be honest, I see it being a good little while before he's a linesman. He will never be a linesman for a Liverpool game again, I don't think. So yeah, you're right, Ryan. If Robbo did that to the linesman, he'd get a ban. Yeah, I hear that. That is very true. I can't dispute that. So yeah, maybe he needs to sit down for a little bit, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, Robbo, I'm gonna give him a 5.5. I just need to see a bit more from Robbo. But at the same time, recently we've not seen great stuff from Tsimikas when he's played. But at the same time, if you're Tsimikas, are you motivated to play when you just know that no matter what you do, like Robbo's coming in for the big games and you're just going to get games here and there. Right. Into midfield, I'm going to go Hendo first. Shout out to Eagle Eyed Football in the chat. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well. Hendo, I thought it was good, busy, but again, I don't want to keep on saying busy and equating that to having a great game, because most players can be busy on a football pitch. Quality wise, it still leaves a lot to be desired for me. Just, I don't know what's going on right now. Everything's very, I'm just going to play the easy pass, or I'm just going to play it long because it's an easy thing to do. It doesn't help the team. Like, for me, Henderson's not helping the team right now. I mean, he did kind of play right back for a large portion of the game as well, which, again, is not his natural position. I'm going to go over 6 for Hendo. He wasn't great, but he wasn't poor. But, yeah, I don't know. I think we've got to really move on from Hendo at this point and really make a change in that midfield, which, again, we will discuss later. Nothing but respect for our captain and for what he's achieved and for the examples he sets on and off the pitch. But, yeah, I think something's got to be done here. So, yeah, my opinion on that. Fabinho, again, first 20 minutes, I suppose we can say this for everyone. The first 20 minutes wasn't at the races, but he did grow into the game. Surprised he was the one that got subbed off as well, but saying that because of the tactics we were playing, I think Henderson, in Klopp's eyes, was someone that couldn't be taken off. I thought Flacco was decent. Still not the same player he was, but I thought he was decent. So I'm actually going to give him a 6.5 because I do think he was better than Henderson yesterday, but still not to the level that I want our centre midfielders playing, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like the midfield as a whole could be better. We're going to speak about a man who made his return as well, and just the difference he made even in that short cameo appearance as well, because we have missed him. But I tell you who we do really miss, that's kind of not being spoken about, and we shouldn't even be missing him, is Bashir. The kid in the number 6 role next to Thiago and another midfielder right now would have been excellent, in my opinion. Next on to Curtis Jones, who I'm actually surprised he was the one who was hooked. I think he was having a better game than Henderson when he got taken off. Again, I know many won't agree. Many don't like Jones. Fair enough, but I'm going to call it as I see it. I thought he was good yesterday. He got the assist before the assist for Salah's goal. I thought he was calm in possession, more calm than others, to be honest, who are older and more experienced. Still holds onto the ball a little too long for me. There are times where I think he could shift it and shoot, or shift it and pass. Van Man rolling, I get you. The end product is lacking, but I do think he was decent yesterday. So I'm actually going to give him the same rating as Henderson because he didn't play as long. Not his fault, but I don't think he did anything sensational, but I do think he kind of did what he was meant to do to an extent, but I still need to see more end product from him. Again, we're going to have to keep him because of the homegrown rules and the fact that he's trained at the club. He's got to really make a claim and start to put a marker down as to why he needs to be a Liverpool player, though. He can't just be a Liverpool player because he came through the academy and because Klopp loves him. Like, you need to show us now why you're a Liverpool player, or else your time is going to come to an end quicker than need be. Right, front three. This is where it's going to start getting a little techie. Salah scored the first goal in the game. Was trying really hard. And look, I don't want to make this about Mane and Salah, but I remember I was quite critical of Mane the season before his last season and halfway through into the season before he left us last season. And I kept on hearing, but he's working hard. He never hides. And I kept on saying the end result isn't what should be, isn't what's being desired. I kept on saying he needs to do more. I kept on saying that's not his role to just be a hard worker. That comes as something that should just be mandatory as a Liverpool player, or any football player, to be honest. I'm keeping the same energy for Salah. Did he hide? No. Was he still trying to take on his man and shoot? Yes. But his decision making was terrible. There were so many times where he's running and instead of shooting with his right foot or crossing with his right foot, he tries to shoot or cross with the outside of his left foot. Instead of passing, he's going for the shot. Instead of shooting, he's going for the pass. The decision making wasn't good. Gabriel really kind of locked him down to an extent for a large parts of the game, and Mo wasn't doing well with it. The penalty we've spoken about, not good either. I know he scored. I get it. But at the same time, guys, I'm not going to do this whole he scored a goal, so he's had a great game. He didn't have a great game yesterday. Now, granted, he is carrying this whole attack on his back at the moment, which isn't right, isn't fair. But at the same time, we've got to call it what it is when he's playing. He needs to do better in some of these moments. And granted, yes, when Diaz comes back, we might see a different player. If Núñez ever gets a chance to play through the bloody middle, which is why we bought him, then maybe we'll see something more as well. Yes, he could have had an assist. Núñez should have finished, and I'll speak about that as well. But the decision making weren't great. That being said, I am going to go with a 6 for Salah. I know that's going to wind some people up because he scored the goal, but I'm just going to give you my opinion on it. I love Salah, but for me, it was a 6. Gakpo. I'm probably going to wind a lot of people up here with this one as well. I'm not seeing what he's doing at the moment. And I'm going to hear the shouts of nice touches and tidy. But I need to see more than that. Firmino was nice touches and tidy. But Firmino also had some bite to his game. Also had some physicality. Like, I'm seeing him getting bullied. He doesn't look on pace with what's going on. He disappears for large portions of the game. Shout out to Dre in the chat as well. I don't know if you caught it, Dre, but I was just mentioning about the Trent debate we've been having for months. So big up yourself, Dre. I'm not getting what Gakpo's doing. I don't get why Gakpo's starting ahead of Núñez. I don't get why Gakpo's starting ahead of Jota. It seems as though he's coming in. He's become the new project player, the new player that you've got to hold dear to your heart and he's got to play. I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing what he's bringing to the team. Like, I'm not seeing assists. I'm not seeing shots. I'm not seeing 1-2s, intricate football. I'm not seeing what I'm meant to be seeing from a false 9. And I'm not even trying to compare him to prime Bobby Firmino, because I think that's unfair, because prime Bobby Firmino as a false 9, the only one you're really looking at saying who can really talk to him is Benzema. And again, I'm not trying to write him off, so don't take this as me saying he's done as a Liverpool player. I'm talking about his performance yesterday. The performance yesterday for me was not good. Just wasn't good. And I know people say the tactics, he's not this, he's not that. And guys, it's not about whether he just arrived or not. You can still arrive. Like, Diaz arrived, and yes, he was arriving into a thriving team, or more of a thriving team, but straight away you saw what Diaz was about. Straight away you saw what Jota was about. And again, maybe he's playing him out of position. Yeah, I get you. But for me, Gakpo weren't great yesterday. Need some more from him. He's 6'4" and he's not using that frame at all. Jesus is 5'9". I know it's not all about size, pause, but show me something. 6'4", he shouldn't be just getting muscled about by any and everyone. I don't see Jesus getting muscled about and roughed up. And that was the case from the moment he landed in the Prem, not just now. So, again, we can have a discussion about how he's being managed by Klopp and all that. That's fine. But I'm talking about him as a player and how he's played. I'm going to go with I'm actually going to go with a 5.5 for yesterday. Jota, again, doesn't really seem to be connecting the dots at the moment. Jota's a weird one. Jota's a really weird one because it seems he just hasn't been able to settle since the latest injury. Now, granted, he's been played in the middle, he's been played on the left, but he's just not working out for him at the moment. Like, and I'm a big Jota fan. I actually say that Jota's our best striker if he's in form, but he's so far out of form at the moment. He did win the penalty, but that's all about he did, to be honest. Like, wasn't really holding on to the ball, wasn't hunting, wasn't really pressing like he usually does. Don't know what's going on with Jota at the moment. Don't know what's going on with Jota at the moment. But for me, based just on yesterday's performance, I'm actually going to go over a 5 for Jota. Don't think he was good. I don't think he was poor, but I don't think he was good either. Let's move on to the subs now. Thiago. How nice it is to see Thiago back. And look, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Just play him. If Thiago's fit and available, just play him. For me, there is no point for the rest of the season anyway trying to protect him and trying to wrap him up in bubble wrap. Nah, you just got to play him. Because you don't know when you're going to get him again. He's one of those things, when you have him, you play him. When you don't have him, you work around it. But when you have him, you play him, especially right now. But that cameo appearance just showed what we've been missing. Got done by Jesus in the middle of the park, but that was beautiful play by Jesus. If that happens from a Liverpool player to an Arsenal player, we're waxing lyrical about it. So can't get too upset with him about that. Apart from that, I thought he was really good. So for his cameo appearance, I'm actually going to give him an 8. I thought he was very good when he came on. Núñez. Again, probably going to ruffle a few feathers when I say this. Núñez is good. And I think Núñez will come good at Liverpool Football Club. Pause. Again, it's just not fully happening for him at the moment. And again, this is on Klopp a lot as well. But I tell you what, as a striker who we've been told is a gunman, you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper and you kind of pass it into him. Like, you've got to be burying those chances. And we see it happen so often this season. Like, are we just getting hyped because he's got aggression to his game and because he's quick? Because when he came on, he wasn't really doing much of his passing. He wasn't creating anything. He wasn't linking play. Like, again, I ask you guys, if it's just busy and aggression you want, then fair enough. But as Liverpool, as an elite club, you need to have more to your game than that. And I hate to do it and compare him to others, but Diaz has got pace and aggression, but you know you're getting end product from him. Mane had that. Bobby had that. It's got to be more than just pace and aggression. And you can't be missing these chances like this. Whether he's playing as a left wing or centre forward, you're in front of goal. You bury that. But again, why is he playing left wing? Guys, these are only questions that 3 people can answer. And those 3 people are Klopp, Linders, and God. Because I don't know for the life of me why we've bought a striker for 80 mil or 60 mil, whatever it is, and said to him, you're going to play left wing now. Crazy. Crazy. Especially when Gakpo and Jota are available now as well. Like, what we doing here? How he didn't start the game, I'll never know. Crazy to me. But hey, again, just my opinion on that. But Núñez, for me, I'm going to go with I'm going to go over 5 again for Núñez. I do think he could have had an assist for Ibu, but it wasn't to be. I'm going to go over 5 for Núñez. This is an emotional one for me. Si, senor, man. He was battling. You can see the legs are going though. I can't lie. There was times where you could just see the legs are going. I do think the right decision's been made, but I tell you what, I'm going to flipping miss Bobby Firmino, man. I'm really going to miss Bobby. Came on, he was trying to link play and just had a level of composure that I've not seen from our front 3 for a lot. And look, I'm going to be real with you. See Bobby this season? Bobby's done his part, you know. For a player who has had injuries and isn't a starter in his team, Bobby's really done his part. And he's popped up with some important goals as well. And this is another one. This is another one. Like, Bobby, man, I'm going to miss him so much. I do think it's the right decision that he's leaving. I do. I've got to caveat that, and I've got to be real with you. Taking my emotions out, I do think it's the right decision. I'm going to really miss Bobby Firmino at Liverpool Football Club, though. And what a way to sign out. Again, signed out of a goal against Man United, signed out of a goal against Arsenal. And let's be honest, even if you look at the 4 goal scorers, Martinelli loves a goal against Liverpool. Jesus loves a goal against Liverpool. Salah loves a goal against Arsenal. And Bobby loves a goal against Arsenal. We lost 2 players who love scoring goals against Arsenal. That's Mane, and we're losing Firmino. We're going to need some people to start stepping up. Jota's another one, but again, I need to see that new old Jota, so to speak. But Bobby, for me, he gets an 8 as well. Thought he did so well when he came on it. And look, I think it's nice that he's starting to get his flowers now, that he's leaving from like your pundits and sort of fans. I just wish he could have got these flowers when he was at his peak and playing in his prime and doing so well for Liverpool, because the disrespect he was shown, everyone's gushing over Gabriel Jesus and how well Jesus is doing for Arsenal. Bobby was been doing that. And I find it so ironic from Arsenal fans who are turning around saying, I don't care if Jesus don't score. Look what he brings to the game. You guys were the same ones trying to compare him to Lacazette. You were comparing Bobby Firmino to Lacazette. Shame on you lot, man. Shame on Man United fans who didn't see it. Shame on Chelsea fans. Shame on Tottenham fans. Because that guy right there leaves a legend of this club. Will never be forgotten. And that last home game for Bobby Firmino, I hope he gets an amazing send-off. And I hope he gets a goal for it as well. So big up Firmino. My rating for Klopp. I'm actually going to go quite high with this one. Don't think we started the game well. And I do think that comes down to coaching and management. And an attitude, a general attitude in and around the club. That being said, though, the tactical tweaks with Trent and Hendo, I think, did work very well. Substitutions, I mean, starting lineup, sorry, I do think we should have started Nunes. It's not his fault Salah didn't score the penalty. I'm going to go over 7.5 for Klopp. I think that's fair. I still need to see a bit more from him, but I think that is fair. And hopefully this is the start of things getting better and improving, because we need Klopp to start making a change. We need him to start proving people like myself who are worried about him that I've got this. I need to see a Klopp that says, I've got this. Don't worry yourself. I'm cool. I'm going to take it. We're going to take it to the next level again. Don't worry. So, going to get through some of your comments, though, people. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. So, Pimp in Distress, big up yourself. Pops says, I'm telling you, you take a sad song and make it better. You get me, Cal Bunnels. Big up yourself, Pimp in Distress. Yeah. I'd love to know your guys' opinions. Do you think we can turn things around? I don't think we're going to get I don't think we're going to get Champions League football. I think that 12 points at this stage of the season is like, you're asking for so many miracles. And I just don't see it as a feasible option. So I don't think we should even look at that. But I'd like to know your thoughts, guys, whether we will get any type of European football at all. Whether you want any European football. That's another question as well. But also, guys, we've just played Arsenal top of the league, and we showed up and showed out for a large portion of that game. The next game's Leeds away. So we've gone from top of the league to effectively going against a team in a relegation battle. We've gone from Man United 7-0 to Bournemouth, a team in a relegation battle. Guys, are you more worried for that Leeds game after the performance we've just put in now, or less worried? So I'm going to leave you guys with that one. As always, a massive shout out to you all. A massive thank you to you all for the support. As I mentioned earlier in the show, if you haven't already, please head over to Big Six Bants. Monts filled in yesterday on the watch along because I wasn't able to do it. So please go over there and show support. Monts and the boys over there have just hit 4,000 subscribers, and it's fully deserved. I know I've seen him in the chat, so I don't know if he's still here, but Jamie Phillips, Football Chat, make sure you go over there and spread the love over there as well. Go and subscribe to Jamie's channel. Go and watch what he does. I kid you not, Jamie's one of the hardest working, content creators out there, and he speaks a lot of good stuff. We may not always agree on stuff, me and Jamie, and trust me, we go back and forth on the WhatsApps. But Jamie's a brother of the channel, and he's, as I said, one of the hardest working, one of the most diligent, and one of the nicest people you'll get to know. So make sure you go over there and you support Jamie. And look, shout out to all the other Liverpool channels. Let's keep on striving for greatness. Let's all big each other up. Let's all grow together. So when we all get to the top, we eat good at the table, people. We are going to be back later, as I said, in around 4 hours, just less than 4 hours now. So around at 8:30 UK time. Not sure what times that would be across the world and wherever you are watching. So please do join us later. We're going to be speaking about Trent in midfield in more detail. The news of potential investment coming in either just before or during the summer. Going to be speaking about European qualification. Will we, won't we? And we're going to be speaking about Klopp and formation changes. So people, make sure you join us slightly later. As always, thank you so much. Smash the like button if you haven't. Let's get up to 500 likes minimum until we see you slightly later, people. Take care.